There I am. Hey, what's happening, guys? It is Saturday. What are you doing, Dave? Why are you going live on a Saturday? Well, like as promised, I've been wanting to do another one of these fan live chats. So, what's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing? See, I actually got beer today. I went Corona today because why not? I wonder how much of Corona's stock went down when the pandemic hit. Anybody have those numbers? Sure is a lot, right? Nobody wanted to buy Corona or anything like that. So I don't know. What's going on, guys? How you doing? Doing pretty good. Yo, what's up there, Ryan? Listening to Mandalorian main theme. I love this show so much. Yeah, it's good. I watched the newest episode today, and it was a good one. What's going on, Legend? What is okay? Come on, don't lag on me. What's going on, James? How you doing? Will, what's up, buddy? Hey, today was a good day. Well, that's good. Wow, what's going on, McKaylee? How you doing, buddy? Fear Jason is there. Steven, Jimmy, and we got Eric. We got both Erics. So hopefully you guys are doing good. Like I said, we'll settle in here, and I'm going to post the link, of course, for the patrons first. And then we'll see what happens. I know I should put some lemon in there or some lime, like you said there, Angel, but I don't have any. Sadly, I don't have any. I should have gotten some, but I was just like, I just grabbed a 6-pack and was like, whatever. Tomorrow, before we fully get started, guys, tomorrow I'm going to have a Sunday morning hangover stream pre-Warner Media CCXP. I almost forgot that shit was happening tomorrow, and it's starting at 10 a.m. Pacific time. So I'm going to have to get my ass up a little bit early, and I'm going to have one at 9 a.m. 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm going to do like a little pre-thing, and then I'm not going to live stream during. I know Swenson, he's going to be live streaming during it. Crazy guy. Maybe I might do something. But I mean, definitely if there's footage or news or anything that comes out of it, I'll be doing videos and stuff. But if there's like a full-on event that is happening, there's like some kind of full-on event that maybe validates another live stream, then I'll definitely do it. So I guess we'll see what happens. I'm not sure about when it comes to Zack Snyder's Justice League. He hasn't teased anything. Nothing's really been teased. So I'm not sure if there's actually going to be anything there. I'd hope so. I'd hope there's going to be something there, but I mean, who knows with that guy sometimes, I don't get it. I don't get it just doesn't seem like it's they're pushing it as hard, but I mean, we'll probably get something. I mean, today I did that video about, the Batman stuff. They're definitely doing stuff like with artists and cosplay and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I don't know. It's going to be interesting though to see what comes about. So no, there's not going to be a trailer, I don't think. No, I don't think there's going to be a trailer. It doesn't sound like there's going to be a trailer. Like I said, if you ever want to I would say follow any of the those TPZ guys, your Ohio Daves, your Mick D's. Yeah. Those guys that talk to Snyder privately, I would say always pay attention to them. If they start, because they always tease. Anytime they know something, and they usually know when something's about to come out, they'll tease it. And they haven't teased anything for tomorrow, so I don't think anything's going to happen. But I think we'll get some Batman stuff, everything. Release date. Yeah, I mean, maybe we'll get a release date. Could be that. I'm really hoping for that, at least. Calm before the storm? What are you talking about, Eric? What do you mean calm before the storm? Before the storm? Riders on the storm. Oh, boy. Sorry, I was just looking at Twitter stuff. All right. We'll give it about 5 more minutes, and then I'll go ahead and start. I'll put the link out there. Private chats with Snyder. Yeah, private Zooms with Snyder that they have. Yeah, they talk to him They talk to him, not like frequently, but they'll talk to him. Private Zooms. Live chats, not live chats, but they'll talk to him on video and stuff. So you're praying for the March 25th. March 25th, is that? I mean, I hope that's, let's see here. March 25th. Yeah, it's on a Thursday. It's not bad. That wouldn't be a bad idea to put it right there, I would say. I wouldn't, yeah. That's actually I would say Thursday or Friday would be a good time to drop that thing. And I just don't know if it's going to be a series now, that's for sure. I mean, Zach being silent. Yeah, but there's nothing that was like teased. I mean, maybe there'll be something, but I don't think it's going to be anything like too crazy. But I could be wrong. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But like I said, I'll be covering whatever pops out of there. I'll be covering. But I mean, it is like they have 5 hours. They have a 5-hour window to cover things. So I'm kind of wondering what's going to be happening with all that. 5 hours. That'll be strange. But we'll talk about it more tomorrow for the pre-show and stuff, and maybe we'll get like a more of an idea of things that are coming out or something like that. But I just don't know. I know they're gonna talk heavily about what just happened recently when it comes to their 17 slated films. That seems like it's gonna be the main topic of tomorrow. All right, let's go ahead and start posting. Sorry, I'm gonna send over the link to the patrons right meow. All right. Fan chat, live stream, link. Join me. Yeah, okay. And sent. So there you go. Happy Saturday there, Mr. Craig Movies. You thought it was a casual Batman? No. I didn't feel like fucking my voice up right now. I didn't feel like doing that quite yet. Because you know how that is, man. See, it does get hard to do those live chats. It really does. That's casual Batman. They're pretty damn difficult. What's going on, Juan? How you doing? Hey, come on now. MCU is fun. I know. I should just do the mic. I should just do the mic changer thing. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely correct. I really should just do that instead. Definitely. So, all right. We already got a couple of people dropping in here. We got Mr. Will Morris, and then we got Mr. Eric and Blake. What's up, guys? How's it going?
Hey, man. Great to be back.
You're back. Eric, are you okay? That's you that said that. I thought you were sorry, I didn't see you talk. I haven't heard your voice in a bit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's been a while. Yes. Yeah.
What's going on, Will? How you doing?
Yeah.
Doing all right. How about you?
Hanging in there. So how you guys doing tonight? There you go. Better.
Yeah, much better. Yeah, I figured I just tilt my phone a little bit because it turns out my phone has a much better internet connection than the laptop did. So
really?
in other words, I know for sure right now that I have much better internet than Garza.
Oh, is that what it is? Well, you might be right. All right, we got Neil. What's up? And then we got Mr. Terry as well. What's going on, man? How you guys doing tonight?
Everybody?
All right.
Well.
You all got your drinks? All right, you all got your drinks?
I got my drink. You guys know that.
Well,
what are we drinking? Well, okay, let's go around the horn. We got a Chick-fil-A soda. Well, at least you had a good meal tonight there, Will.
That's nice. Sure. All right. Well,
what'd you get? Will, what'd you get? What is your what's that?
Go-to is a 12-count nugget, large fry, and sweet tea.
Okay. Your volume's a little bit down right now. I don't know if that. Yeah, it's a little low.
Yeah, I can barely hear you.
Yeah, but no, it's a good choice. I'm a spicy chicken guy myself. What are you drinking, Eric? You drinking a 5-hour shot?
Yeah, I figured because here's the thing. The big reason that I made sure to ask you last night when you're going to have the stream is because like my job, like its work hours change from day to day,
That
are
sucks.
different day to day. So like today it was 1 p.m. Eastern to 10 p.m. Eastern. So I was like, I hope to God he comes later after that. But you did, so that's good. So just to be safe, because I'm kind of burned out from, working like 8 hours. Now I was actually for those of you interested in knowing, you're probably not, but I was a clean team for Walmart, actually, the Walmart where I live. But anyway, because I'm a little worn out, just to be safe, here's to plain speaking and clear understanding.
There you go. Cheers. What are you drinking, Carrie?
Blue Moon Belgian White.
Sounds delicious. What about you, Neil? What do you got?
I've got Flying Dog Raging Bitch. It's a Belgian
Wow.
IPA.
That's quite a name.
Yeah.
Flying Dog Raging Bitch. I like it.
Yes.
Sounds interesting. Neil, we made a comment about your setup yesterday. I don't know if you saw when I played the thing. We're all very impressed by. I mean, is that like your living room, or is it your man cave, or what is it?
Exactly? This is my living room actually. Yes.
Okay.
I have a one bed.
Awesome.
I have a one bedroom. So
okay.
Yeah. So I have this whole setup going on.
Yeah, it's really pretty gnarly. I mean, it's like you got arcades and you got all your pops everywhere, everything up, and then you got like some workout equipment too, just like there.
It's the arcade.
You just need a pub table somewhere, like I got. That's what you're missing.
I mean,
a dartboard. Maybe.
Long story short, man, we are all envious of you, sir.
Yeah, we're all.
How long did it take to set up and organize?
Yeah, how long did it take to do all that?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, the pops thing that you see going on above the arcades and everything, that took 2 weeks. I did that a month ago. The arcades I added, time by little, as that went on, like as I saw the Turtles and all, I was like, oh my God, I got to get the Star Wars one because I had that actual arcade box when I was a kid. So,
yeah,
and then I saw the Pac-Man 40th anniversary. It's got Galaga on it. How do you not get that? So it gets bad.
Yeah.
And then the pop thing's fun. I try to keep it as organized as possible though, because it gets out of control.
It's a clean setup, and like I said, one of these days, I want to get a pinball machine and I don't know, some kind of arcade or something like that. I mean, that's always a goal right there to have kind of like a game set up.
You gotta love walking into a nice atmosphere when you come home from work.
Exactly.
You're here.
Oh yeah, exactly. After hard. What do you do, Neil?
I've been working. It's fine. I've been working for King's. It's an upscale retail supermarket chain for the last 19 years.
There you go.
So yeah, man. Well, it's unionized. That's the only reason I never left. You got to stay with that union benefits and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
So I'm a glorified deli boy.
Well, it looks like we got another celebrity in the house. We got Mr. Scott McClellan because Scott talked to me. Even though he's a frequent the vodka stream, he is a film junkie patron. So, and of course, we missed you last night, Scott.
Well, when your kid has a basketball game at 8 a.m., those 3.5 hour vodka streams just don't work out very well.
Yeah, I know. I know. Yeah. I mean, yesterday was it still ended up being over 3 hours. It went by so quick though, after talking to the Nelms brothers, which, that was a lot of fun to get to talk to those guys about their movie. I don't know if you guys,
that was pretty sweet.
Anybody here seen Fat Man?
Not yet. Actually, it goes on Redbox on Tuesday. So I'll be honest, as much as I'm interested, there's a part of me that goes, I could spend $6.99 on iTunes, or I can wait till Tuesday and spend like $2.25 at a Redbox.
You gotta support the little guys, man. No, I get it. No, like I said, hopefully a lot of people are enjoying the movie. I really enjoyed the movie, and I want to see more. Like just the way that I almost could have I could have steered the conversation into Snyder stuff and been like, because it's a movie that that's trying to base Santa Claus in reality and kind of break him down, deconstruct the character a little bit. I mean, there's a little bit of parallels there, taking such an outlandish magical character and kind of grounding him. And I just really, that's what I really enjoyed about it.
Yeah.
My main thing.
haven't they heard that people don't like their heroes deconstructed?
Exactly. I know. I was gonna like bring that up, but it was already like it was already almost gonna be like an hour and a half interview, and I was like, I think I've taken a lot of time, and I was like, we'll probably go on for like another hour if we start talking about stuff like that, but. But what can he do? But we got Mr. William here all the way from Vegas, Sci-Fi Center. What's up, buddy?
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Are you in the Sci-Fi Center right now?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Dead center in the middle of my shift today.
There you go. Still surviving out there, huh?
So far, so good. It's not getting any better, but it's not getting any worse. So, hey.
That's good. I was hoping that it would start getting better, but I don't know. It's just with everything that's happening right now. I mean, it seems like SoCal, I don't know what they're doing over here. I keep seeing that counties are closing lockdown orders and shit like that. I'm like, whatever.
Coming to a state near you.
Yeah, pretty much. I know it's time to leave. It's time to leave.
I have never been happier about leaving California a few months ago because of all this stuff going on.
Oh, I bet.
Hey, in all fairness, I was raised in California.
Yeah,
that's where I'm from.
Yeah, just make sure you don't vote into the state that you moved in. Just make sure you don't vote in the same kind of people who did the crap in California.
Here's the thing, though, the conditions here are the same, and I've been throughout.
Because that's like the running gag of if people from California move over here, are they going to like turn us into what California was?
Yeah, but you got people from Arizona, Utah. We got a lot of people everywhere.
Definitely. Yeah, somebody that says you look like Slade there, Neil. Yeah, there you go.
Slade.
Yeah, right there. You look like Deathstroke right there. Now you know what you got to do next Halloween. You got to start preparing that Deathstroke costume. That's the next thing. You don't need to upgrade your living room anymore. Just get the costume going.
All you really need is an eye patch.
Yeah, there you go.
That's it. That's it. I can have it.
Some shoulder pad. You can find it. Find some, some swords and everything like that. So, but so Scott, everybody, like I guess after the big news that came out this week about HBO Max and what's happening with all that. So first I'm gonna say ask Scott because he normally we would have talked about it yesterday, but what do you think about what happened with that news and everything that's going on with that?
Honestly, what I'm thinking is this. They must have saw a lot of good feedback and subscription numbers when they made the Wonder Woman 1984 announcement. And they went, why the hell not?
That's not a bad point. Nobody brought that up yesterday. I didn't even think about that. Maybe they after they made that announcement, they saw an influx.
I think they saw an influx.
Yeah.
Even here's something people keep on saying, and I agree because you know me, I'm a theater guy. Yeah. I've been to the theater 4 times since they reopened.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done New Mutants, I've done Tenet, I've done Let 'Em Go, and I went and saw The Last Vermeer. So it's like I don't consider it personally taking my safety to my own hands when I'm literally one of one person in the theater. Yeah. I saw The Last Vermeer. I was one of 2 people, and I was shocked that there was someone else in this movie. Cool. Yeah. But
and you guys sat like right next to each other, huh? Like
no. I was like 5 rows back. It was great. We didn't even talk. It was like no one was there. But I think the thing is that I'm looking at this as the best of both worlds situation. Like Wonder Woman 1984. I'm going to watch it on Christmas Day on HBO Max because there's no way in heck I'm going to be able to go to a theater on Christmas Day. It just is not going to happen. But I'm going to go ahead and watch it so I can get my review in for the podcast. But I've already bought our tickets for IMAX for the next day on like 12:30 in the afternoon on a Saturday. And guess what? I was the first person to get tickets. So I got the seats I wanted. Like this is so what I see it is I'm already an A-list member for AMC. I'm going to go to the theater because I'm going to make the most out of the subscription as long as it still exists. But I'm also going to look at the fact that now I get to go home and I can immediately do a rewatch as many times as I damn well please on HBO Max. And I'm like, they have my money anyway. I'm paying that. Well, right now I'm paying the $11.99 a month because I got the pre-order deal.
Oh, yeah.
But but I want to see it in theaters, and I'm going to because I want that theater experience. Like, I'm looking at it going, all I'm doing is I do nothing but win. That's how I'm looking at this situation.
Yeah, I mean that's the way I've always been saying it too. And I'll probably who knows? I got to try to find an IMAX screen somewhere in California. That's going to be a little difficult. I'm not sure where
exactly.
Where I'm going to find it. I'll have to drive to San Diego again. But I'm with you with the whole I'm glad that I can watch it as many times as I can. If I do especially when I don't want to do a spoiler review, I can just watch it right there. And I'm looking forward to seeing how that all works next year with everything, because I still plan on seeing everything in the theater. And then, of course, right after. What were you going to say, Eric?
Oh yeah. I think this, in a way, this also leads into if you want to know how do you save the theater system itself. Well, for me, you've talked a lot, Dave, about how if theaters want to complain about someone, they got to complain about the politicians. Well, in this case, they really have to complain about the Supreme Court, because remember, way back in the 1950s, the Paramount decision, that was when the Supreme Court ruled that movie studios could not own theaters anymore. Theaters had to be their own thing. And right now, if you want to save theaters, you got to make darn sure, you got to appeal the Supreme Court, make them overturn the Paramount decision, and let the studios buy up these theaters that are dying. So now the studios can decide, okay, now we're going to release them the way we want to release them. That way, hey, we can have them release them in theaters right here at the same time we release them on our streaming service.
I doubt they'll ever do that.
And
you don't think they'll do that, Will?
No, here's a couple.
I know.
He's right.
Yeah.
He's right. That's what they should do. They're not going to do that because of a couple of things. They're going to have antitrust exemptions to deal with, and they're all going to have to collectively bargain with the change to do so. And here's a problem with this. This is not a death knell for the movie theaters. All this means it's a shift in the way things are done. So now if you're going to put Wonder Woman 84 on a streaming service, that doesn't mean that you still can't make movies that are exclusively for the theater. It just means now that you've recognized a revenue stream and with an IP, a superhero IP, that you can make a lot of money on just on your streaming services. Now I can release something else. I can release another superhero IP that goes and guarantees that it's going to be on a big screen with a collective bargaining issue there, and that gets the normal theatrical window. We can have the best of both worlds. This was inevitable because Warner Brothers, it has a distinct advantage over Netflix and things like that, is they own the content that they have in their library for the most part. All right, so it makes sense. The only thing that's different between now and 5 years from now is that coronavirus expedited this situation. We're here now.
Pretty much. It was always going to happen. We were always going to head down this road. And the pandemic just kind of said, now you got to push your plans forward. And like I said, Scott, you brought up that good point of they announced Wonder Woman 84 and they just they probably just had their live real-time analytics just up, and a bunch of people just crowded around just looking and going, look at that. Look at, just looking at numbers and crunching numbers and went, you know what? Let's do it. And then they probably took some time and crunched all the numbers for all the 17 movies, right? That are coming out next year.
Movies, and they did the very thing that even Brent, on Fans of Borders was talking about, which is get rid of the free trial. No, at this point, if you sign up, you need to be a paying customer. Yeah. And bingo.
It is a business.
It is a business. I even tweeted that out with the gif of Al Pacino from The Godfather going, "It's not personal, Sonny. It's strictly business." Because of course, you don't. It's what do you think their big draw is going to be? Wonder Woman 1984. And notice what happened today. You had those people from the virtual junket who were already dropping the social media reactions. This thing has suddenly for a situation that has been kind of what the crap. All of a sudden, within 2 or 3 days, you've got sort of this Swiss watch going, which is, okay, we're going to drop Wonder Woman 1984. Okay, the same day that we say we're going to drop the rest of our 2021 movies, oh, by the way, that free trial is going away. So you're going to have to pay for it if you want to see it. Yeah. And then 2 days later, social media reactions that, from what I've seen, have been almost unanimously glowing.
Yeah, they took some shots though.
Yep.
I appreciate some of the shots that they took, and I think some of these guys that want to view Wonder Woman as this hopeful reprise to Zack Snyder's universe, forget who hired the director of that movie.
I know
who cast Gal Gadot. They seem to want to erase Zack Snyder from this reality of this success that they're about to have. I didn't think that was cool.
I know there's always going to be a comparison to Donner. It's always Donner, and I saw a couple of those where it's like, oh, it felt like a lost Donner film. I'm like, do you guys know any other directors? I mean, any other directors like in this world, that you're always comparing?
And
but I get it though. At the same time, what's that? Oh, Lexi.
Yeah.
Lexi
unless we forget, unless we forget. What company is one of the key companies behind Wonder Woman 1984 is Stone Quarry, Zack's new company, not his old one, his new one.
That's very true. I mean, we got to remember
he's the executive producer.
Yeah, he
created that version of the character.
I think he's actually a full-on producer, right?
Oh yes.
And what if there was a Zack Snyder Justice League trailer in front of Wonder Woman 84 when it drops?
If they don't do that, that's a waste of synergy right there.
That'll annoy all the people saying, "Hey, we're getting away from Snyder."
There it is.
Well, and the fact that on December 4th, when Zack dropped the picture of them doing the sound, what we can all interpret as being sound mixing.
Yeah.
Which I forgot who dropped it, but someone else dropped a really good comparison shot. I think it was Mick who said that, you could go to Desolation of Smog when Peter Jackson did that, and they were mixing in October and it came out in December, just to give you kind of a timeline of when something like this can be ready if you're in the sound mixing stage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're ahead of schedule. I mean, the last I heard from my source was he said that they were like ahead of schedule. My guy. He said the visual effects and it made because everything else that those visual effects companies were working on, they're fucking finished. I mean, they were working on Godzilla vs. Kong. They were working on maybe, I don't know what else they were working on, but everything has been done and postponed. So they had all this time to just focus on Zack Snyder's Justice League. So, I mean,
unless we forget.
Yeah. What?
Yeah. Yeah. And unless we forget, like you just said, that Peter Jackson was doing the sound mixing of Desolation of Smog a couple of months before it finally came out. And lest we forget, way back when Justice League 2 was part of the original lineup, it was supposed to come out in February of 2019. A couple months from now is February. Now we're expecting March, but it would be nice if it was February, if it was the Valentine's Day weekend like it was supposed to be. Only a couple years later than it was supposed to be. Just saying.
There is a loser here though, I think. And that's the old guard, the old creative types that at Warner Brothers Studio proper, because HBO Max is going to have a lot of leverage, and the creative people that are going to be working on shows there are going to have a lot of leverage, especially during 2021. You're not going to have movies that are going to be clearing in the billions or creating that financial leverage for the studio proper. It's all going to be on HBO Max. So if you like the type of stories that I like the Zack Snyder type, the darker stuff like that, the leverage is with you now, because that's where everything is going. I don't know if they're going to be spending $200 million on movies that aren't going to get released for the calendar year of 2021. But you can cut your losses and you cut your budgets and make a decent budgeted show on HBO Max, because your metrics are different. What rates as a success is different on HBO Max than it would be at the box office.
Yeah. That's an interesting point. And
the same time, your stuff can be longer.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, it's just it's going to be interesting what 2021 is going to bring. I mean, I'm still waiting. I mean, who knows what Disney is going to do? I mean, after during all this, now you can just watch Mulan for free. Ooh,
they're going to follow suit.
There's going to be a big counter punch.
You think so?
Yeah, they're going to
Heck
follow
yeah.
suit simple because they're in the same situation. They own the content.
Yeah.
They have their library, so there's no reason for them not to follow suit with what Warner Media is doing. No reason at all.
Yeah, and then I kind of wondered too, like when I did my video about AMC, I didn't even think about, during all these streaming wars with like all the streaming companies like going to, I didn't think about how the movie theaters are going to like full on, like I don't know, AMC sounds like they're just they're not going to sit around and be like, just lay down dead and just die out there. It almost seems like they might take stuff to court. I just don't know how they would actually.
Well, here's the thing when it comes to the movie theaters. Like every theater in my city is an AMC. Like so, if something happens to AMC, I'm screwed because that's the only movie theaters I have. But what they need to do is the movie theater that's 5 minutes from my house. What they did was about around the time whenever Ocean's 8 came out, because I remember that was the first movie I saw in that theater once they renovated it. They reduced the capacity of every screen by about 2/3. So you could only fit about 1/3 of the people you normally could fit in it. But they replaced all the seats with these heated leather recliners. It became a dine-in delivery theater, with a bar. So what they need to do to adapt and survive is what they did in that one theater, they need to do kind of on a larger scale, which is you make it boutique. You make it something where, and the ticket prices went up for this theater. The tickets cost more at this theater.
Yeah.
The food is expensive. I mean, the food's expensive, but I mean, not more expensive than going to a bar.
It's better.
And it's it gives you the opportunity to have dinner during the movie, which for my money, it saves on the babysitter funds because I'm eating while I'm watching the movie. And what they did was they made the movie going experience something that was a little bit more of a luxury, and you pay for it. Yeah. So what's going to happen is that's what movie going is probably either is going to turn into, or it's what they need to do to entice someone to go to theaters. Because if I can go sit in a nice heated leather recliner, get food made for me, pay through the nose, sure, but still get to see it on a big ass screen because I like going to the movie theaters. That's how you stay in business.
Yeah. Most people do. Like out in Vegas, we got them all out there. We got AMC, we got Regency.
Same in California.
Yeah. What they really need to do, first things first, is they need to get into a revenue sharing collective bargaining agreement, a new one, because this pandemic won't last forever. And the movie going experience is still the top experience. That is where the distribution money is made for everybody. That's where you get better movies made. You get your leverage there. What they need to do is they need to all work together and decide what kind of cut they're going to get, guaranteed revenue, guaranteed windows back in. You're going to take a hit on 2021. Everybody is. Even HBO and Warner Brothers. They wanted to make more money on these movies than they're going to get. But you have to come in on the back end and make sure that once this is over, you have revenue sharing deals, like I was saying before, where certain things are guaranteed. Warner Brothers is still going to make movies that go into the theaters. But this also opened up the revenue stream for them. Perhaps give them a cut of that revenue stream that they wouldn't get from HBO Max. Because at the end of the day, this is great that I got a 20-foot screen I'm sitting in front of, but it's not the same as IMAX. No. And the distribution companies, Warner Brothers and Paramount, they need the theaters. So cut them in on some of this revenue now and get it back in the back.
There's ways they could.
Either that, or we're going to go to Neil's house. We're going to go to Neil's house. Do you have an IMAX theater yet, Neil? That's what you got to work on.
No, we gotta get there. We gotta get there.
Yeah, I got to work on that one. Next. What were we going to say, Gary?
Well, there's ways they could do that because piggybacking off of Scott, like with the AMC A list, you do everything through the app. Like you buy your tickets, you order your food, you select your seats that way. Like if the studios were to make some kind of deal with AMC where say they still want, maybe say they modify it so the movie doesn't come on to HBO Max until it's after been in theaters for 2 weeks. But if they have some kind of coordinated deal with the theaters, then as long as you purchase it on the app after your app gets scanned, then maybe you get a special code that pops into your HBO Max account where now you get it because you went to see it in theater, so you get it earlier than it would have dropped before everyone else. So there's ways they can do it.
Yeah. I know they're gonna have to give them a cut.
What's that?
The easiest way to do it is to give them a cut, like a percentage. So, say for instance, you're at $7. The ticket prices are going to go up. Mark my words.
Oh yeah,
it's all over. So
everything goes up.
What you'll have to do is you'll have to give them a guaranteed cut out of revenues that are going for. So, say if I'm Warner Media and I put Ben Affleck's Batman specifically on, something that could have made hundreds of millions of dollars in the theater, but I get a cut out of that. If I'm the theaters, I get a cut out of that. But on the other end, the theaters and they get a bigger cut to them on the stuff that goes straight to them. They basically balance it out. So for every unit sold, somebody's making money. Because right now, the theaters are being taken completely out of the game. They're not getting any of this money.
Yeah.
I mean, so you got to get something, and you're going to have people still. I'm still going to go to the theaters. Yeah. I'm still going to go to the theater when it's safe and when they open back up, and it's safe. I'm going to go to the theaters. So there needs to be a revenue sharing because streaming isn't going to. There's going to be things. You're going to have A-list stars that are going to go to streaming because, like a Ben Affleck, maybe he doesn't want to work with the Warner Brothers guys. Yes. But he'll work with people he's worked with before. So now you got a Academy Award winner working on you, HBO. So you're going to have revenue there. Get a cut of that app revenue, and then turn around and give them. Balance it out like baseball players do when they have to have collective bargaining. When you have a TV rating, the NBA, the reason why you're having the NBA on Christmas Day is ratings. Yeah. Both parties get a whole lot of money for having NBA on Christmas Day.
That's right. The season's starting again, huh? Right on that day.
Yes, and if I can exactly. Yeah, and if I can build on to like what you just said, William, about like the stars going to HBO, to the streaming services instead of just to the movie, so he can he can work better. Like Ben Affleck can work better with HBO Max than he could with the Warner Brothers, and this leads to something that I was hoping I could talk about, where a certain member of Zach's DC cast has ever since the miniseries Sharp Objects has had a producer deal with HBO, and I would argue, therefore, with HBO Max. You all know who I'm talking about exactly. You all know who I was going to talk about her. So
it's not somebody you tweet about all
exactly. The time. So I'll just say this. Yeah, exactly. I know. But in my defense, I do have a valid reason. But I'll just say this, that we've all been talking, it is inevitable that HBO Max is also going to be the home of the Snyderverse moving forward, whether it's going to be Batflex, Batman versus Deathstroke, or whichever. And I would say, considering, and I've been thinking about this for a while, obviously, again, Amy Adams has a producer deal with HBO, which means that she will not only star in HBO stuff, but she will also produce it too. So I feel like it's pretty much inevitable. I mean, she herself has said that she would really love and she would push for a Lois-centric series, whether or not it stars her. But again, she has a producer deal with HBO, so a Lois series starring and producing her. That would be like I remember when I pitched it to you, Dave, and you said, "Hey, I would watch the crap out of that show."
Yeah,
we all would. Honestly. 6 times.
Yeah, and I love that she goes like, even if it would definitely star her. They wouldn't be like, "Oh, no, we're gonna get somebody else." No, they would have.
Yes, it would.
No, but one of the things that I brought up.
Yeah, it would be bone stupid.
Be really stupid
to not start.
No, but one of the things I brought up yesterday on the stream, when it comes to the movie theaters, is like, the small ones are going to shut down. It's inevitable. There's like a $2.50 one over here, $5 movie theater over here that's probably not going to survive. Then
mine's already gone.
Yeah,
they never opened back up.
Yeah, exactly. And then there's the Harkins right here that doesn't have an IMAX, doesn't have all the luxury stuff. I don't know what they're gonna do, but I mean, when all these smaller ones shut down, some of these movie theaters are really they're gonna have to up their game. And I thought, last night, some of these places are going to turn into like tourist attractions. They're going to be like theme parks. They're going to have screens that have different themes. Like you could go into one where you sit in a freaking car, like an old 55 Chevy, and it's like you're in a drive-through setting, or maybe you go into another auditorium that's more like the opera. Yeah. You're in like a box seat or something like that. They're gonna probably they're gonna have to immerse you in a like.
Oh, I'd love that.
It'll be like Universal Studios.
Yeah. You got James Cameron, who, I mean, if anybody's going to change the game, it's going to be him because he's done it so many goddamn times. And I'm wondering, like, what's his edge when it comes to the Avatar sequels? And I've always heard, like, he's going to try to do glasses-free 3D. And you better believe that he's probably going to have that whole thing where it's like, the screen is like all around you, and he's just gonna totally like put you into that experience as conveniently as possible. So I'm kind of wondering, what is James Cameron, Jimmy Cams, what does he have under his sleeve? So
here's the thing I'm worried about.
Yes, Ken.
Going back to what Scott was saying a while ago, like, and I think all of us are probably in a similar boat. Like, we'll both go to the theater and watch it at home the next day or whatever. But the thing I'm worried about is with less people going to the theaters because there's less theater options and maybe less screens. Man, like, I'm really worried about, like, we all know how amazing it was to be in the theater watching The Dark Knight, and like truck flip happens and the theater erupts in applause and everything. Like, I'm worried about not having those moments anymore. Like that there just won't be enough people in the theater I mean, I love going to a packed theater on opening night when it's a new, whether it's one of the superhero, DC, Marvel. I'm an MC.
Star Wars,
Star Wars, whatever. And feeling the energy of the crowd with the rest of the fans. I love that. I'm worried about that going away, even if there are theaters and it's more of a premium to go to it, and I'll still pay it and find ways to enjoy it. But I'm worried about that energy and that excitement not being there anymore.
Yeah, I know. We kind of talked about that last night too with like the directors. I mean, he says they were talking about how you're gonna miss that. I mean, I still remember. I think one of the biggest ones was actually Rogue One. When during that Darth Vader scene, I mean, it sounded like a fucking rock concert in the play. Yeah. People were standing up.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, you realize that's the bad guy, but it was so good. It was so like, it was just.
Hey, listen, guys. It is.
Everybody remember Mortal Kombat? Anybody ever see Mortal Kombat back in the day in the theater?
Oh, I was there opening day back in the day.
Oh my god, the theater went nuts when you first saw Ryu do his kick and all that. Everybody's jumping all over the place. I don't know if it's Ryu or what the hell's his name?
No, that's Street Fighter.
Street Fighter. That's Street Fighter, but I can't even get the guy's name. Yeah, I don't even know either. I just remember the crowd behind me just jumping up and down when all this was going on. It was wild.
Guys,
sorry about the wrong name, though.
Right.
It's never going away. All right. It may change and there may be alternate.
Yeah.
There's just too much money. The math does not work for theaters to die. Now, the mom and pop, the dollar theaters, those are going to go away. But the theater going experience, there's a difference.
Yeah, they're going to be bought up.
People they offer $200 million for a certain movie to go on to take it on streaming. Okay, all you're really doing if you're a movie company is cutting your losses.
Yeah.
And if you're having to cut your losses that way, you're cutting the budget you spend on a movie. So you're making a less quality movie. Now, as much as you can draw on the streaming platform, if you have an IP that is a world-known IP, a Tom Cruise, Top Gun, or Mission Impossible that has a pattern of pulling $1 billion, there is no substitute for a movie theater in order to draw that money. Movie theaters are not going away. I heard a lot of guys who are like really high-end guys in the industry, putting little grave sites and stuff, RIP to the movie theater. No, there is just too much money. That's like saying the mob is going to go away. It's not. As long as there's money, movie theater is going to be there. Now, they're going to do things differently. If I'm them, I tap into cosplay on some of these things to make that an attraction. But the movie going, there's a difference between I'm a C student in math. All right. I escaped math. All right. There's a difference between $1 billion and 200 million. I can figure that out. My near GED level ass can figure out that. And as long as that reality is there, their theaters are going to be fine. They'll get to 2021. Yes. They'll make some deals. These college-educated guys that are sitting in these corner offices are going to make revenue-sharing deals that guarantee the existence. Because right now the screws are on the movie theaters. But that can go either way. They need each other. It is a symbiotic relationship. And as long as there's nobody's leaving that kind of money on the table. Nobody. Theaters will be
exactly.
Yeah,
they
need to figure something out. And Scott had to leave.
And if I could,
he
if I could build
and said he had to leave. So go ahead, Eric. What's up?
Yeah. Yeah. If I can build on both what William is saying and what you were saying, Dave, about like the new theme park kind of theater experience with the theaters now, from this point moving forward. And this means like you're going to not only are you going to see like the opera look and feel or the drive-in theater look and feel, but you are also going to see en masse not just an acceptance of longer movies, but an encouragement of longer movies, because we're going to see the return en masse of the intermission, because we are going to
especially
we're going to bring 4 hour
full.
Yes, Zack Snyder's Justice League 4 hours long, and at the 2 hour point, the intermission, which would, by the way, would have been right between episodes 2 and 3, which, by the way, would have been right between episodes 2 and 3 of the miniseries format, but the intermission right here and there. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, Will, Mr. Morris, you've been a little quiet. What are your thoughts about all of this?
Yeah,
that we're talking about?
I'm a film student at my college, so we have a class where you're solely watching films in a movie theater classroom, and you can't beat that feeling that you get. And I live in Virginia, so our theaters have been in the toilet with the rest. So we have to drive about 2 hours to the closest theater, and kind of like how you had different tenant. And I think the encouragement for longer movies, because as a film writer writing films, we have to write a thesis which is short, and you just imagine a longer version of a film, and having the ability to, as a filmmaker, make a longer film, and I had that 2 hour, 2.5 hour window. I think if that's encouraged to have a longer film, it'll be better off, because it gives the artist more time to show their vision. Like for the scripts I write, I want to be able to show my vision, so a longer script would help great.
Yeah. Wow, nice. Absolutely. What about you, Neil?
Absolutely.
You feeling like what we're saying right here and everything? I mean, obviously, you know how to build a scene. Immerse yourself.
I mean,
in
there's one thing. Yeah, no, there's one thing I do like is I do like a theme. I mean, I like a setting. The only thing that gets a little nerve-wracking when you think about it, I mean, HBO Max kind of did set a trend now for what could come. Okay, I'm not, no negative realm here. But I mean, I definitely don't want to go to a movie theater because I want to go to the movies, but I don't want to go to a theme park to go see a movie. I'd rather just go see the movie. I mean, I think you're going to create a lot of distraction. I mean, at the end of the day, we're looking at it from our standpoint. So when you look at the general masses, I don't know like how much of it'll be like, let's go see the movie or let's go play at the movies.
Yeah.
So I mean, for me, I'm a movie lover, so I'll sit there and I like to watch a movie. So if I see people jumping around here doing stuff, I'm like, what are you doing?
No, I totally get your point. Because, I mean, so many times where we even talked about that last night too, where it's like, you get these people that bring these kids, infants, and it's just like it never. You're like 42 minutes in, and then all of a sudden you hear.
It kind of becomes, and then when you guys are, I love the ideas, but when you think about it, that's what it becomes, and that's like, oh my god, it's like almost like we're going into the Wall-E universe. We're all going to be owned by and large, and that's what it's going to be.
No, I get it. My whole thing is like to try to just drive people to like spend money at the movie theater. They're gonna have to.
No, definitely, I understand that.
It's gonna be interesting.
You got to market and sell it somehow.
Yeah, because I mean, part of it too is like obviously with the panel last night, everybody has kids except for me, of course. That I know.
Same here.
Yeah. And, until I get that knock on the door, Daddy. No, but when it comes to like watching a new movie, like that on HBO Max, it's like they're probably going to be like, well, we can all watch it here. We don't have to go to the movies now. And I mean, luckily that'll hopefully cut off like the people, those assholes that just have to bring their 9-month-old, to a R-rated movie. It makes no sense. I'm like,
you're like, why?
The key word there is going to be availability. It's going to be availability. And here's where the theaters will have their leverages. When they sign their deals, they just don't make certain movies available. Like Top Gun Maverick. I'll bet everything I own Top Gun Maverick is not going to end up on streaming. I could be wrong, but why just don't make certain films available? Now you're dealing in a reality now where they had to make the adjustment after these movies are already made. But going forward, you're just going to create for this level and you're going to create for that level. And they're not going to cross up necessarily, and they'll share the revenue. So you're going to have, if you want to have Man of Steel 2 and you want to make $1 billion off of it, it's not going to end up on HBO Max. All right. Yeah. And if you want to do an alternate universe Superman, that is not going to end up in theaters so that you keep your subscribers happy. You're going to make that for HBO Max. And that will funnel money towards the theaters. And then they shake hands and say, well, you're going to get this cut. You're going to get this cut. We'll bring in Coke. We'll bring in Pepsi. We're going to advertise. And you're going to go with more. I know people hate a lot of movies, but you're going to have revenue coming from somewhere externally beyond those two parties. And that's going to happen. You're going to have Red Bull, you're going to have toys, Hasbro, everybody and their mother is going to be, especially if it's an IP that's relevant to that toy. So they're going to pay their money. And you know what? And that's where your money will come from. So they'll cut deals. Like I said, right now it sucks because it's making an adjustment in mid-jump. You're jumping out of a plane without the parachute. But now you know it's going down, you'll be prepared.
Yeah, Michael Bay's licking his chops.
Exactly.
Like he's like, I know everything about product placement.
Oh yeah.
I wonder if in fact directors or actors like Tom Cruise, he doesn't want people to see Top Gun Maverick on streaming. Like
hell
no. So like I wonder if going forward, him or like Nolan or other directors or actors will, as part of their contract negotiation, be like, this movie will be released in theaters, like no question.
That's exactly
that's probably gonna be part of the negotiation process.
Right. Nolan gets a cut. Nolan gets first dollar cut. So it doesn't.
I'd imagine so.
That his movies end up in a theater, and you're not. How are you going to pay Tom Cruise $40 million for a movie, and then you're going to put it on? A streaming network? No, but you're going to want these big name guys in there. Certain guys will go to the streaming, but like I said, Nolan gets first dollar cut. That means before anybody else gets a cut, Nolan's one of the first people to get paid. So he's damn sure going to cut in this contract.
Tarantino may not make his 10th film in the midst of all of this.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And I'll say this, like building on like what Dave said a few minutes ago about like hopefully like this almost certainly is going to like cut back on parents bringing their babies like to the movie theater. Like what I sincerely hope this will also severely cut back on are those idiots that come to the movie theater and spend however much money for a ticket, and what do when the movie is playing? They sit and do their phone and work on their phones.
Oh, they get thrown out here.
They should. Thank you.
Theaters should they should have staff monitoring that kind of stuff.
I never understand why you even are playing with your phone when watching a movie.
Oh no, I turn mine off.
Sometimes a movie is just the visuals, so you have to actually be watching the visuals to feel what's going on.
Yeah, I know.
So you're sitting there playing with your phone, and you're like, what are you doing?
That's stupid.
Yeah.
No.
However much money. You spent however much money for what? So you can sit in a dark room so you can just scroll your phone, which you could have done elsewhere for free, you idiots.
Some people just can't resist. And it's funny too, because when I watch like a movie at home, I end up sometimes getting distracted by my phone, and I'm like, shit, this is why I like going to the movies, because I always turn it on airplane mode, put it in my pocket, and don't even think about it the whole time. So I'm like, that's why I'm like, I still got to go to the movie theater, because at home sometimes I'm just like, all of a sudden my shit starts blowing up, or I'm like,
hey, same.
It's just
the event feel is what you're selling, and like I said, it's not an event if I'm watching it at my home. It's cool if I'm watching it at my home.
Be right back. I'm gonna get a beer.
It's not to say it doesn't have that same feel. I'm with you on that. I mean, I have like a nice ambiance here, but I still want to see it on that big screen, sit in the theater, big auditorium. You gotta love that. The sound system that you can't beat.
I still like movie theater.
Even if you do have the alleged quote unquote home theater. Well, look, you can call it a home theater as much as you want, but it's not. It is not a home theater. It's got you may have a great surround sound system, and that may be cool. And you may have like a big screen TV, but even there, it is not a theater. It's not
unless you're Seth MacFarlane. Seth MacFarlane has an IMAX theater like below ground.
Or Zack Snyder himself,
Yeah.
or Zack himself
Yeah.
has an actual home theater. Like Zack has an actual home theater. Like,
Yeah.
seriously, yeah.
Yeah, he actually does interviews. I have a screen here. I have surround sound. I have a movie screen. We screen movies here. But tell you what, I wouldn't when Blade Runner 2049 came out. I'm there first in line. There's no way. And when I hear about people who haven't seen Blade Runner, sometimes there'll be a customer in my store. And sometimes I'll just sit them down. I'll turn on the projector and I'll turn off the lights in the screening room. You cannot go home on your phone or your small screen and watch certain movies. Just don't do it. I think it's a crime. My eyes water up and my stomach gets nauseous. I would rather have, I won't charge you. I will sit you down here, free of charge. And if it's a movie that I think you needed to be inundated with sound and visual, I don't have a big giant 60-footer IMAX, but it's better than your tiny screen. Don't do that to yourself.
This is an interesting point right here that Fourth is bringing up, like having that option where there's like a Bluetooth you can connect to, and if you bring some Bluetooth headphones or earbuds, you could just kind of like noise cancel, cool. Just in case those assholes bring their babies and shit,
Yeah, and further,
not a bad idea.
Yeah, and furthermore, you can that can also be like the grand solution for what if you have to go to the bathroom when the movie's playing? What do you do? Well, you still have those phone notes. You can still listen to the movie so that you know what's going on while you have to run out to the bathroom. You still know what's going on, so you didn't.
I mean, we're living that day and age.
You didn't exactly miss everything.
The drawback in a Dolby theater, like a Dolby theater, like at AMC, you're not going to get that same sound.
Yeah, you're not going to get the same.
Yeah, I know.
Give the option.
You got your personalized seat. Yeah, you need to pay like your whole row.
Yeah, but just to give that option, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, sometimes it does sound good, but then at the same time, it's like, even if you have like noise canceling, you might still hear obviously the actual Dolby surround. So maybe that wasn't. Maybe at first it did sound pretty good, but I don't know. Like I said, we're spitballing here, trying to see how, using today's technology to try to just keep all shit afloat. I mean, everything's so up in the air right now, and it's all crazy. And then, of course, we have CCXP tomorrow with the big Warner Media panels. What do you guys expecting anything? Anything that crazy? Dune? Okay, so you're looking forward to Dune. Mr. Morris, what are you looking forward to?
I just want to hear maybe some casting. Maybe small announcements. I know nothing big, but just like little updates on some of these films that we haven't heard a lot about yet.
Okay. Neil, what about you? What are you looking forward to?
For tomorrow, honestly, just the whole thing, because there's going to be a lot of announcements, I feel. I think we're going to definitely get Zack Snyder maybe a release date, I hope. Possibly. Maybe.
Possibly.
You never know.
Calm before the storm.
That's going to happen. I mean, I know... we're not talking about this. This is off CCXP, but what is it called? Ghostbusters Afterlife. I hope we hear something about that.
Oh yes, I forgot all about. So help me, I forgot about that. I can't believe it. I forgot.
Sorry to go off the beaten path there, but
no.
So I'm excited for the whole thing tomorrow.
It'd be nice if we got at least a Ghostbusters trailer. It's like, can we get a trailer that actually shows the old guys in there? I mean.
It actually plays the theme.
I'm so not looking forward to that movie.
Plays the theme.
You're not
looking forward to it?
Listen, dude. I'm a child of the 80s. I am a child of the 80s, and guess where I think the 80s belong? In the 80s. I do not like nostalgia.
Nostalgia gives you the goosebumps.
Well, I'll put it this way. Put it this way, William. Think of it this way, William. At the very least, it will clear up everyone's memory of that garbage remake a couple years ago.
That didn't happen.
It's like
exactly. It didn't happen.
It will never have happened. It will never have happened because we will remember this one.
I was going to remember
which
that
is a
one
much better memory.
Listen, here's the thing about remakes. No matter how awful a remake is, it doesn't touch the prestige of the originals.
Ghostbusters definitely.
Right. I mean. And the problem I have with filmmakers is they're coming up. It's just too much retread. Let's reach back. Listen. I'm alive.
This feels like it could be a fresh story, though.
Before I was born.
Yeah, it is. It really does look like it.
Feel old. Where I'm remaking stuff I saw. No, you do that for my dad. He's in his 70s. But what I think is going to happen tomorrow, as far as I'm looking for them to announce something that's off the board that they haven't announced that nobody's been talking about.
Yeah, I mean, it is a 5-hour window, right, or something like that, 5 to 6 hour window. That I mean, it's like, okay, so obviously they're going to talk a lot about what's happening in 2021. I'm willing to bet there's going to be some Batman talk, Suicide Squad, of course, Wonder Woman 4.
Yes,
there'll be a lot of stuff. I mean,
I think it'll be outside of that.
Do you think they'll have any kind of updates for the Flash movie at all?
No.
I
think there will be an announcement.
I have no idea.
I don't think so.
I think we've gotten
I'd
so
hope.
much about it. I don't think so.
Yeah. I'd hope.
I don't think we're going to see what's coming.
Oh yeah, we got Godzilla versus Kong too. I mean, they'll be talking about that. Maybe we'll finally get a trailer or some kind of footage right there, and because how long ago did we get like that shot that was leaked out of I forgot where you saw them
on the aircraft carrier?
Yeah. Was that last year?
Hey, another reason why theaters will never be taken off of the landscape is when they make these movies, almost all of these movies are made with borrowed money, lots of borrowed money.
Oh yeah,
and you just can't make that back for an investor with a streaming service. And there can be stockholders, but you're never going to make that. So if somebody loans you, and when you see those names in the credits, look real closely. 10 or 15 of those guys are guys who made a $200-300 million budget possible.
Yeah,
and you don't want to depreciate that. You by not putting it in theater, you just can't do it. So,
to the point where if Joker just came out on streaming, it would have been considered a flop.
Exactly, and even at a $90 million budget, still money talks, man. Money talks.
Oh, the money talks, but and definitely the budgets will most likely get smaller. I mean, they definitely will get smaller. I mean, unless there's like, I don't know, like you said, there's got to be some kind of agreement, and everybody's getting cuts here and there, and they can work all that out. That's the big movies. Yeah, it's going to be.
I don't think the budgets are going to get smaller, Dave.
You don't think so?
I don't think the budgets are going to get smaller because the draw. Once you start devaluing your product like that, you're going to devalue it across the board, and there's no reason to. If you cut a revenue sharing deal where everybody gets paid, you don't need to. I don't want to see a Justice League. I mean, or a movie, a flagpole tentpole movie at a $90 million budget. Some movies can pull it off. Yeah. Some movies CGI budgets are bigger than the Joker's budget was. And I want put the quality product out. Don't cut corners, even when you don't have to. Get past 2021. Put that cash on the table and invite everybody in. Like I said, look at Luciani. Remember he created the commission? He said, let's stop fighting. Let's all come to the table. Greed works all the way around. And that's what's going to save
it does.
Greed.
Yeah.
Yes.
And even like building on, and even like, again, building on all of that, like even if the studios decide to, do like lower budgets for like the non-tentpole films, I mean, I would point to Blumhouse. Blumhouse has shown the way to make low budget films look high budget. They look like high quality. They look high budget, even though they're low budget. Like Jason Blum and his crew have shown us the way on how to make those films look great and look high quality.
That's true, but I mean they're not CGI heavy, which is that helps.
Literally, Invisible Man was a guy who wasn't there. You saved a lot of money with that special effect.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, but it is like at the same time though. What I was also thinking when I was talking about them cutting budgets is make these directors really fucking utilize that budget that they're given. I mean, one of the things that let's go to Snyder. I mean, how much was that Sucker Punch budget? It wasn't too. It was like 80 million, something like that.
Yeah, and it looked hundreds of millions.
He knows how to shoot, like the way that he shoots. I mean, just go back to that podcast I had with Chris Dawson, Black Suit Edition. He broke it down of like how Snyder shoots his visual effects and what he utilizes, for like explosions to make just everything so crisp. And my thing has always been, anytime like there's like a big, huge fight scene that's like heavy on the CGI, it's shot either at night or at dawn or dusk. It's never in daylight because it looks like shit. Look at fucking Civil War. I mean, come on. The airplane so goddamn.
Oh my god.
Here's another thing.
Everybody praised that scene too. crazy.
I think it's great. I think it's fantastic.
It's
I don't
great.
see it.
It's got a lot of fun
see
stuff.
all the characters, but it
just
just
the
looks.
CGI.
It doesn't look
just
good.
the CGI was.
Yeah, it just doesn't look good. It's not all the time, but like a lot of the time. There's just times where it's like, why couldn't this be shot like during
at dusk?
Yeah,
I must not have the eye for it because I've never seen what you're talking about.
Another thing that helped out the budget with this is the promotion. A lot of the budget that goes into a movie is the promotion.
Yeah.
Company right now are really dealing with them, and they spend a lot of money on production. Now, if you have HBO Max, you can really easily use one to promote the other, and that could be part of the revenue sharing deal.
Yeah.
Is a lot of people will get that money. So if I'm promoting Wonder Woman 84, obviously, like you guys said, I'm using Zack Snyder's Justice League to promote that, and vice versa. If I go to Wonder Woman 84 in a movie theater and there's not a promo for Zack Snyder's Justice League, that's just bad business. So that's going to cut like literally $100 million off that budget. They spend $100 million for each of these big giant movies. So you're cutting that out. So that's going to make it a lot easier. Give that money. But like I said, I will sit through 10 commercials and previews and everything before I see a movie. Coke, do whatever you want to. Sony. If Sony's giving that money to the brick and mortar theaters as part of their cut, and to keep that theater open, I'll sit through it. I'll sit through previews.
Yeah, I think we all will.
Yeah, so that's what's going to come down.
Yeah, and one of the things that what's probably going to, I don't know if it's going to end up happening, but I mean, when I watch stuff on HBO Max, anytime they do like a commercial, it's just for like another one of their shows, obviously, and then it almost makes you wonder: is it ever going to lead to all of a sudden you just see like a maybe they have like a contract with Red Bull or Coke or something like that. Yeah. You might see something every now and again. I wouldn't be surprised if that is happening, even if you're paying a subscription, just because it's just the way that everything works. But another thing too is like, Red
Bull gives you $50 million and you split it up between your theater and the and the streaming service. They got that kind of cash.
Another thing that could cut costs too is like, I mean, obviously when it comes to like these big, huge, either you got press junkets or these panels that these live panels, those are pretty much gone right now. Everything is going to this, which is what's interesting is like now. I mean, when it came to Wonder Woman 84, some of these guys that were that saw it early, they were on a virtual thing with the cast and Patty Jenkins, and they got to like interview him just like right there from the comfort of their own homes. And I mean, you got to think about costs of like press tours of like flying all these people all around the world. Now it just seems like that is not going to be there anymore, and you save a little money right there at least. And it's like, hey, just you have a good internet connection.
History.
Yeah.
How much has it ever been revealed? Like how much of the budget for like BVS or Man of Steel was rollover from previous attempts to trying to make more Justice League when they were trying to make Justice League Mortal? How much of that budget was rollover from into the Justice League? Has there ever been talk about how much of a factor that was?
I know
that's what happened. I know that's what happened. Yeah, it's what happened with Man of Steel because Man of Steel's numbered budget, like a lot of that alleged budget actually came from Superman Lives. And Superman Flyby, all the money that had went into Superman Lives and Superman Flyby, then went into it went into then Superman Returns. Then the money after that went into Superman Man of Steel.
That's crazy how all that works. It boggles my mind. So much money in all this shit. It's just it's pretty insane. When it comes,
it's an ATM machine.
Yeah, when it comes to tomorrow, I mean, it's gonna be. It's going to be interesting how they feel that. And like you said, if somebody if they start announcing other things, little shows that they're going to be doing, little spin-off shows or whatnot. I mean,
how do you access it?
Huh? Oh, that's a good question. I think some people found it out, but I don't know. Ask Mr. Swenson. Apparently he's going to be doing a stream the whole time like he did for Fandom.
He loves doing that.
Yeah, I know. I'm like,
he did that for the Man of Steel. He always does that.
Yeah,
he does. Yeah, because I hit him up today because he usually does his live stream tonight. So I asked him, I was like, when are you doing your live stream? Because I don't want to overlap it. And he goes, well, I'm not going to do it because I'm going to do a 5-hour stream tomorrow. It's like, God.
Oh, that's the first I'm hearing about this.
Gotta save your energy.
I mean, I was like, What's that?
You just shit on my night. What am I going to do without Long Swenson's podcast?
Yeah, see, sorry
I'm
about
in
that.
Vegas.
Here,
I just get into a lot of trouble out here.
See? I filled in the cap for you, man. You know, I helped. Yeah, I helped you out with
This
that.
does not. This does not happen
I
every
always
Saturday.
warn Swenson that without his show, I would be out with strippers and hookers and blowing all my money. His show crazy. And I've always threatened, I'm going to fly him out here and we're going to select him. But and you too.
Well, put it this way. Well, think of it this way: like he's just going to have an epic 5-hour long hot dog stream tomorrow. He's just not going to have
all my money will be gone by then.
Yeah, you don't realize that's when we're done here. He's gonna just go, hit the strip, and who knows what's gonna happen to William. We got to check up on him tomorrow, make sure he's okay. Face down somewhere.
Yeah.
All my ones will be gone.
Yeah, well,
stack of ones that he's been saving up.
Yeah.
Well, there goes that nights. But this is interesting. But hey, every time they come into one of these big shows like this, I'm always looking for Ben Affleck's Batman to get announced.
Yeah,
every one of them, and I'll hold that until it's announced.
Or
every time they do it,
or need I add the Air Cut? Maybe an announcement of the Air Cut. Would that be too much to ask Warner Brothers? HBO Max? Maybe.
That's the thing. That thing is like, I mean, we've talked about it many times too. Is like, okay, so but the thing is like they need to fill this library up to make, not only do they announce like, okay, we're gonna have all 17 movies show up the same day, cool, but you're also gonna have to have a full library too to also drive the content, and you have the Air Cut right there. I'm sure it doesn't cost that much to finish it. It's not like Zack Snyder's Justice League, because that had a lot of unfinished effects and some additional photography. Air Cut, no, I don't think there's not gonna be any additional photography, and I don't think there's really too much.
Can I comment on that?
Yeah. Go ahead.
When they release the Air Cut, I don't think it's going to be an announcement, because hardcore guys
release it.
Like all of us, hardcore guys, we know about it, but they're not going to make an announcement about something that's not going to appeal to the general audience. Like Ben Affleck, Batman is universal appeal. Nothing.
I don't know, man. I'm telling you.
Maybe.
Well, my video.
They're going to wait to see.
Jared Leto's Joker is like the hype.
Right
It's
there.
super hype right now. What were we gonna say, Carrie?
Maybe they're gonna maybe they'll wait to see that come out.
Yeah.
I think the Air Cut technically has more or less been done for a long time, and here's why I say that. Back in, I want to say Comic-Con 2016, 2017. There was one point where I was in line with the whole mass of people waiting to get let inside the exhibition hall, and I started a conversation with a lady who used to work at Warner Bros. I can't even remember her name, to be honest. So she used to be a director's assistant at Warner Bros. And would work on, do various projects. Like she worked with Patty Jenkins on Wonder Woman. She worked on the Tom Cruise Mummy movie. Her role was like arranging flights and accommodations for cast and crew and that kind of thing. So she told me that she got to see she saw a screening version of the David Ayer's movie of Suicide Squad before they went to do the reshoots.
Yeah. See,
so based on her description, it sounded like it was a completed movie. And she said that was better.
They when they did test screenings, there was multiple cuts that were out there, and then of course David Ayer had to do like the whole my cut was released in theaters. Bullshit. Now we know that. You got to say that.
Hey, if you want an indicator of just how bad Warner Brothers management was, how they had a domino effect as far as that goes, when they limited Jared Leto's Joker, they limited his role. They really kneecapped themselves for the Harley Quinn movie. Because one of the major reasons why that movie didn't do as well as it should have, because it revolves around a character that you never really see. And because they looked at the horrible metrics and stupid stuff that they really shouldn't have been paying attention to as far as IP goes, they decided that Jared Leto didn't have enough gas and they couldn't use him when they really could have used him properly.
Well, look what I made a lot more money. I posted about how like the news of Jared Leto's Joker coming back for Snyder Cut. It was like it's the most talked about on social media of everything. Zack Snyder. It's just crazy how that is. And I mean, and I've said it before. I'll say it again. It's like he puts female butts in the seats. He does.
Exactly.
He's
Yeah.
Academy
Yeah.
Award winner, and you're stacking him up with the Joker.
Yeah,
So-
exactly. That too.
The streaming
This
thing,
could be another thing that comes full circle. For
Yeah.
now that you have Jared Leto's Joker can get revived with Snyder's Justice League.
Well,
So
another
now you
little
can
thing
promote.
too is
You
like
can
this-
promote. Yeah.
This
You
is
can
gonna
promote
be
the
first
Ayer cut
time-
with that.
It's going to be the first time an actor has played the Joker in 2 different movies. No other fucking actor has done that. Crazy to think about that. You're like, oh yeah, it's always been a one and done. Yeah, it's always been a one and done. Now we got Leto, who's now going to be in 2, and and then all of a sudden we're going to get for sure, I'm sure it's coming, another version where he's in it a lot more, in the Suicide Squad, and then it's like, all right, so we got that Joker and Harley movie that you guys should have released instead of Birds of Prey.
Yeah.
And toxic fandom caused a lot of them to make
Of course
decisions back then. But with this platform now, you can do things because your message is different. You're not worrying about. You're not trying to judge a DC property through Marvel lenses and say, well, it didn't make $1 billion, it's a failure. You're judging these projects by different metrics now, so you can do things. The whole reason we're even talking about is that Snyder's Justice League is because of HBO Max. So now we don't have to deal with the fanboys who peed in their pants and said, because Christopher Reeves isn't flying across my screen, rest in peace. But when they did Superman Return, they were basically, that's why, hey, another thing, nostalgia sucks. Because Brandon Roth and Superman, with that movie, I would rather eat my own vomit than watch that movie again.
That movie's not that bad.
I will say this.
I really liked it when it came out, but it's lost time.
The premise of the movie was trying to relive
it's terrible. No.
That doesn't age well. He himself the premise of the movie, and they did that because they thought at the time the only way that they could make a Superman movie was to tap into my childhood Superman. I'm 46 years old. All right, this isn't 1980. Mm-hmm. So now we want to make a Superman that fits 2020, 2021. You can do that.
That's why I love Man of Steel.
Yeah. Exactly.
No, there's a way to balance. I think there's a good balance where you can have some nostalgia, but you also got to inject something new. Right. I mean, I thought for the most part, Force Awakens did a pretty good job of balancing out a little, both of that. That's why I added the trilogy. That's probably the best one, in my opinion. I know you guys might not.
All the original characters should have died at the end of that movie.
I don't know. I always say go watch Clone Wars and Rebels.
Yeah, true. And it seems
Clone Wars and
what
Rebels is where to go.
Yeah, what Mandalorian is doing, it seems like they're doing a pretty job of hey, remember this guy? Remember this? Let's balance that a little bit. And I think,
they're starting to do a good job with that.
And I've said this, and I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Mandalorian is the absolute best live action Star Wars since the classic trilogy.
Probably.
I can agree. I agree with that.
Oh no, I got to hit the crap door on that one. Rogue One's in my top 3. I mean,
Rogue One. I'll give you Rogue One. I will give you Rogue One.
And here's a problem with Star Wars.
It's a lot of fun too.
They trapped themselves.
Yeah, Rogue One is awesome.
What they did when they did Force Awakens, they went for that memory dump. They basically went for those characters and that everybody connected to. And what they should have done is they should have phased those characters out and handed it over to these new crop of people that they were bringing up. Instead, once again, they tapped into the old man.
Because you're gonna make money that way. If you tap into the old stuff into the net.
No matter what.
Just because it's Star Wars.
$1 billion off of the IP alone. What you would have done is you would have given yourself a more creative footing. Like I said, I grew up with Luke and Leia. I went to Man's Chinese Theater to watch these same actors that are now in their mid-60s pop up again. All right, so if I'm 20 years old, Carrie Fisher at 63, rest in peace. Mark Hamill at 64. These people aren't relevant to me anymore. Luke Skywalker is relevant. So you had an opportunity in an entirely brand new generation and let them run for 3 movies. And I saw it was basically like having a flashback. I did a drug and I had a flashback from the 80s. Whereas Rogue One, Vader had a
Rogue One was original. It was good.
Yeah, but I mean,
Rogue One was pretty good. Yeah,
it's a movie that wasn't connected to my memories and my Kenner figures that are sitting in my closet, and they did a good movie. They can do that, but they chose not to. So, like, nothing will nostalgia.
I think Rogue One had a little nostalgia though, but I think they did it pretty well.
Yeah, a little bit.
They did well. Yeah, you always got
it even adds. like Rogue One even had some nice little nods to moments that were like quick nods to Rebels.
Yeah.
If you pay
like
attention to it.
That's the thing. It wasn't like,
Rebels is awesome.
When they constantly like slam nostalgia in your face, I'm like, all right, stop it. You know,
making me feel old.
Yeah,
Rogue One and Mandalorian.
You know, you have some of these characters. You're like, oh yeah, there's what's her name, and then there's like little feels. You know, that's the way to like. And I think Rogue One like did a good job of balancing. Force Awakens, there might have been some time it was just kind of like, you know, in your face, you know. But
all three of the movies.
Rogue One and Mandalorian
is basically an acid trip. And one thing Mandalorian has to be super careful with. I love Mandalorian. It's a great show, especially this last episode, which is the violence I needed.
Ooh.
But,
yeah.
Here's the problem that I'm worried, and I hope this doesn't come to fruition. There's a lot of characters that they're adding that the general audience doesn't know who the hell they are.
Yeah.
I know who Pokemon is. I know these are characters, and that most of the people, I'm going to guess about 60 to 70% of people have only seen the movies.
Yeah.
And you don't know who Grand Admiral Thrawn is. They don't know who any of these people are. And they're kind of like, you know, they're balancing it right now, but I'm worried about them becoming such an inside show to where I'm not watching Rebels again. And most people are not going to watch Rebels. Not a lot of people watch Rebels to begin with. All right. Clone Wars, it had a following, but it's not a following like everybody knows who Boba Fett is, right? But everybody knows. I was sitting next to somebody who didn't know who the hell any of these characters were beyond the ones that we were watching, Baby Yoda, The Mandalorian, and the ones that have been introduced in the series. When they name dropped character, no one knew who the hell that was, except for the hardcore guys. You know?
Aren't they doing an animated High Republic, a potential animated High Republic for Star Wars?
Yeah, I read that like
Yeah,
I mean, they're starting to do a lot of spin. You feel like this Mandalorian is going to have a lot of spin-offs. I don't want to see them go too many more seasons with Mandalorian. I feel that you can go into a new spin-off with another character, possibly. I mean, I don't know. I don't find the Mandalorian character super interesting.
It's gonna get old where it's like we don't need to see Mando like showing up on a planet and he needs his ship repaired. During that whole time he's getting his ship repaired, he's going to do a heist. I mean, that seems like the common plot.
That's the whole West formula.
Dave, have you Dave, in response to the whole like ship being repaired, I mean, have you seen the episode yet?
Yes, today. Yeah. Yes, I know it. Yes.
Okay. So obviously, so he's not going to have that problem again. I'll just put it that way.
Spoiler alert! Come on.
Also, can we get away from going to desert planets all the time?
Or slot planets?
I know, like episode two, which felt really like a filler episode. That was actually on a whole planet, you know. Yeah. But it was just so like, I don't know. That was a very forgettable episode for me.
That
like
episode hurt.
Filler. Yeah, and then I'm like,
it wasn't good.
I'm also slightly arachnophobic, so I was kind of like, I couldn't. I was getting a little.
That's the first episode I wanted to take Baby Yoda. That was the first episode I wanted to take him, and I wanted to suffocate the life out of him. I mean,
with the eggs, with the
eggs, and not only does he eat the eggs, after she gives that long spiel, the last of my line and all that, little bastard eats the eggs. Yeah. Then on top of that, he almost gets him killed because his badass goes and eats those eggs, and then he wants to run and he's killed. They almost got completely wiped out, and then at the end of that, after all that, he eats one more egg.
I know.
I guess they were. I don't know.
The next episode, when he was trying to drive him away, when the frog lady stopped her husband, he still wanted to eat those eggs. He's like,
he didn't care about the race. I know that.
And then it have like a little moment where he's like, you know, he's got all the drool in his mouth and he burps, and it was like, really, guys, you really just this is a big gag. It was like a whole gag, and I'm like, I'm not.
He didn't even chew. He just swallows whole. Like, good Lord.
Yeah.
And that shows, I like to say, this last episode, listen, the whole reason why they do lightsabers, and in my opinion, for Star Wars, is when somebody gets a limb or their head cut off, you don't see arterial spray and blood going everywhere. It's just burned. So that's his way of being peaceful. This episode came as close as I've ever seen Star Wars to getting full on John Wick. I mean, I saw Stormtrooper armor shatter. I hadn't seen that. And by the way, Stormtrooper armor is efficiently useless. It protects you from nothing.
Yeah. We'll talk about more. To be fair, Yeah. Well, to be fair, who directed this episode?
Robert Rodriguez.
Robert Rodriguez. Yeah.
So of course the violence was going to be like that.
Yeah. I was looking for a violin case and a machine gun, and that armor wouldn't stop that. Stormtroopers are useless. They're just basically there to die, and this episode just proves it. They are literally garbage. And then when they ran, what the hell? But this was the best. This was my favorite episode. I need violence. I need Game of Thrones. I need darkness. I need violence. I need decapitations, crushed people dying in mass. The best episode of Game of Thrones is when the dragon just fries Cersei's army on their way back. I rewatched that scene.
Gotta take it off Disney.
Yeah, and they're just burning, you're dying and screaming, and that's what I need. And it's just not on TV.
Well, to be fair, I mean, stormtroopers have pretty much been useless since the opening sequence of the original Star Wars.
Oh, pretty much. Yeah, they're always.
But they have more use to me now because their head armor got exploded.
Oh, I know that was good. That was a nice little touch. Like when he saw that.
Well, each time he just
Boba Fett,
one little shot.
Boba Fett enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. Doing all that, man. When he he missed his armor, and he still knew how to work it too. He knew exactly what to utilize, even though he wasn't like fully, armored up. Yeah. I mean, he put it over like what he was originally wearing, like
the little sweatpants.
Yeah, it looked a little funny. It looked a little funny, like to see it over like his robe that he was wearing.
Plus, it looked like he got a bit of it. Plus, someone pointed out it looked like he's got a bit of a dad bod now. He's got a paunch right now.
Yeah. There's a shot where it's like, Boba Fett. He's maybe a little too much with the blue there, but
it affected him in no shape or form. Yeah, exactly. But that show is great. Like I said, I like what they're doing with Star Wars. I like what they're doing with Star Trek personally. Like I said, I went through my childhood I went through a big gap with no Star Wars, and I went through a 12-year gap with Star Trek. Now I literally have them both Thursday night, Friday night. I have them both back to back. So I'm happy.
There you go.
Yeah. And I hear Star Wars or Star Trek looks amazing. Like Star Trek Discovery has the production value. Is that true?
I love it. And not only that, they do a lot of different things that makes old Trek fan mad, and that makes me happy.
Okay, because you're like, fuck
nothing will take the life out of Star Trek and future Trek shows than old Trek fan, because they want everything to be 1967. They have this Bible of Roddenberry that we cannot move from, and big producers and big production companies don't want to deal with that fandom. That's why Enterprise should have been a much better show than it ended up. But because UPN was a weak network at the time, they caved to that fandom and they totally butchered that show. And it was one of the only Star Trek shows that did it 7 years ago.
That's the Scott Bakula one, right? That's the Scott Bakula one.
Yeah, it's the Scott Bakula one.
Quantum Leap. That was his.
Well,
show.
I'll tell you. Speaking as a super big Star Trek fan ever since my childhood, I will say this: the single best Star Trek show, hands down, was Deep Space Nine, and it was going the extra mile, and balls to the wall.
Just got hurt.
Say it as go ahead, deny as much as you want, folks, but that was the show. But is in fact exactly what you're talking about, William, is the one that went balls to the wall and reaching out and going the extra mile beyond what people were.
DS9's last 4 years were epic. That first 3 years of getting to that point where the Dominion War was relevant, when I got damn Odo sitting there on day one, and you're not going to let me know that his entire species was wiping out everything. They took the long love boat route to get to what I really wanted to see. Deep Space Nine is a great series, but the best Star Trek series from episode 1 to year 7 is Voyager.
Oh, wow.
I will give you this. Like Voyager, I will give you this. Voyager is very much the great reconstruction of Star Trek. Deep Space Nine was the great deconstruction, where it was like, okay, let's examine what this universe is actually like and all the politics that arise from that. And Voyager was, okay, having learned all of those lessons, now we'll go back. We'll have Star Trek go back to its roots and boldly go where no one's gone before. But we're going to do it having learned all those lessons.
Yeah, you but what ends up happening, and it's happening with Discovery right now, is it gets knocked on by, like I said, old Trek fan wants everybody to wear the same underoos, Kirk underoos from Rapid Con. And trust me, I was one of those
kind
guys.
of straw manning a bit, William. Seriously.
But like I said, it's nostalgia is once again that's my word again. But like I said, Star Trek, I think
Galaxy Quest. That's where it's at.
Yeah, there you go.
That's why I think the next thing you say that I'm going to throw up on this option. But what J.J. Abrams did back in 2009, he basically cut the ties and said, I'm going to make this movie. I'm going to make it my way under my rules. I'm taking it out of this timeline.
Okay, I was going to ask you.
Hey, I agree.
I was going to ask you, did you like?
I love the JJ films.
Yeah, do you like the reboot?
Hey, I love the JJ. Yeah, I love the JJ verse. Seriously, I love it.
I'm with you on that, Eric. Those were
yeah.
Okay.
I like those.
So, William, you said you liked the first two, not the third one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
The third one.
Yeah, the first two. Yeah. The first two, they're actually directed. Yeah.
They just have too
the
many.
first two, they're actually.
I'm sorry. Good.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The first two, they're actually directed by JJ, were really, really good. And like this, the third one, I appreciated, but it felt like it was constantly on fast forward. Like, let's go to the next scene. Boom. Let's go to the next scene.
It was
Boom,
a
let's go to the
quick
next
movie.
scene.
I agree. Yeah, it was a quick one.
And that irritated the heck out of me. Like I thought like it was building up to a great character moment, and then boom, cuts to the next scene. Like, no, you had a good character moment. Stay with it.
Destroying the Enterprise and creating the A, and they really. It was more like a rock video than it was Star Trek, whereas J.J. Abrams made a good science fiction movie.
Yeah.
Zachary Quinto was great. Chris Pine was great. Everybody in there was great. And you felt it and didn't have the weight of 90 years of previous Star Trek holding you down. He could do whatever he want. He had enough capital at that time with his movie making.
Yeah.
He basically tell the studios, you either listen to me or you listen to people whine. And they listened to him. They had trust. And that's what Star Trek had not
more lens flare everywhere.
Yeah, and like building on what you just said, William, like when Warner Brothers brought him in, well, like he said, he did the exact same thing. He's like, okay, you want me on, get rid of Sujihara. And I think all of us in the Snyder Cut community owe him a debt of gratitude to that, whether we like it or not.
I'm wondering if we're going to get any talk about anything he's doing tomorrow. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
J.J. Abrams.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
One of my favorite directors. 50% of the stuff he does makes me ill, but it's the 50% that he does great. Cloverfield. 6 Minutes, a Monster. 6 minutes. I was in Transformers in 2007. I'm watching that, with the Statue of Liberty head coming bouncing out. January of 2007.
That's all you got.
And
I remember everybody in the movie theater was like, "What the hell was that?"
Keep in mind, Matt Reeves directed Cloverfield. JJ was heavily involved. He was produced, but it was a Matt Reeves.
Oh, there you go.
Right.
Cloverfield was an enjoyable movie.
8 months of leading up. I get in there. I'm sitting in the theater. There's old people throwing up because of the shaky cam. They had to leave. I get 6 minutes of Monster and a cast of people who all deserve to die. I spent 93 minutes of that movie, the entirety of that movie, rooting for every one of them son of a bitches to die because they did stupid shit that was unbelievable. They were going to go over that hour and who they just met at a party. They all died.
Oh, my God.
Died with the video camera. Yeah. I cheered. I stood up and cheered. I'm like, all of them.
Everybody died.
No one lived in that shit.
They were going to get away. They're in the helicopter, and all of a sudden, just and it's just like boom, and then all of a sudden, the helicopter is going to crash. You're like,
hold on. You want to know how absurd this movie is? I mean, I've been in the U.S. Army. I've been in combat. I know what the U.S. Army. I know Uncle Sam at this disposal. If they are fleeing, your ass needs to be gone too. Not heading towards a monster. The Army, who has howitzers and Blackhawks and weapons, they're leaving, and you're going to go save some chick that you never met? No. Okay? They all deserve to die, and the only good thing about that movie is not like there was no hero in the movie. All the stupid asses died, and I loved it. That movie was dreadful as far as, like I said, 6 minutes of Monster.
But they have to show someone saving people.
Always gotta, You don't need that.
Yeah. Well, I'm certainly looking forward to
Time to go.
Yeah. Well, I'm certainly looking forward to JJ's Justice League Dark. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we'll see. Maybe they'll talk about that tomorrow. I don't know. It's just,
and I'm also looking forward to, and I'm sad like that none of us have brought this up because we haven't really thought about this for a while. The Schumacher cut of Batman Forever.
I don't think they'll talk.
We haven't talked about.
Well, yeah,
I know they won't.
Without fanfare.
You don't think it'll?
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
they're not going to make the stock jump. I mean, these are things that are not said. You know, these will come out. I'm not saying it's not going to come out, but like I said, only a small percentage of people are even going to know what I did with the day he died.
I mean,
people I talk to, he directed the Batman movie.
It just seems like when it comes to Batman Forever, like Schumacher cut, it's like it's somewhere as a whole, but it needs to be, you know, just they need to just fix it up, make it look all nice, you know. Because you can actually go online and find all the scenes that were taken out, but some of it looks like shit, sounds like shit. They just got to clean it up, put it into there, and then just like have it. Hey, you want to watch this alternate version of Batman Forever? It's on. It's in the library. You know?
And HBO Max.
You just refresh the screen and it'll be there one day. But I don't think there'll be an announcement of it, unfortunately. But
I think they got to announce it a little bit. They got to.
There's gonna have to be some type
quick
of
little
announcement.
announcement.
You can't just throw it on
announcement. Yeah.
I think there'll be some
quick little announcement.
You know, because now, like, I mean, apparently, what I just read, you know, before we went live, Daniel RPK, I guess he heard something about like for the Flash movie because you know it's like whoever can show up. They're talking about Jim Carrey's Riddler possibly
starting to sound like
rumored. Yeah, it's like all right,
sound like a CW mess.
Yeah.
Like the Christ Son Infinite Earths. I mean, what are we gonna do? Just run through and have a spot shot of this guy, that guy. Kind of would just.
I mean, if they can make it work, if they can make it work, like you know, and it's you know, then fine. But you know,
I don't know.
I'm wondering where this is all going to lead.
Like, what was that?
Is there going to be a multiverse that we can identify? I mean, it's to the point where once this is over, are we going to have basically with the Flash movie? Is this what's going to be setting the defining line between what gets released eventually in theaters and what goes forward as far as on HBO Max? Is that what the borderline is going to be?
Yeah, so.
It might be. Morris, Mr. Morris, what were you
saying?
Oh, hold on. What? Hold on, Neil. Morris, what were we going to say?
Oh, go ahead.
What? If they did bring back Jim Carrey's Riddler, would it be in the Val Kilmer universe, or would they incorporate it to say it's all Keaton universe?
Well,
that was also supposed to be connected.
Yeah, that's where I always, you know, that's where you kind of wonder. It's like, wait, so is technically he going to be in the Michael Keaton universe because that was supposed to be the sequel and they just changed actors, or is Val Kilmer and George Clooney universes like separate? Yeah,
I think it'd be the same universe.
Yeah, you feel because there is like stuff that's mentioned before, like you know, even in Batman Forever, he's talked about like past relationships, and you know, he's never had much, you know, which was kind of like a throwback, and then even like Nicole Kidman, Chase Meridian, she goes, "Do I need skin tight vinyl and a whip?" I mean, that was like, talked about.
You have the same Alfred and the same Gordon.
Same Alfred, same Commissioner Gordon. I mean, yeah. So it's all. I mean. But other things are tweaked, and it doesn't. It's so funny though because not even like when you had Keaton and Burton in Batman and Batman Returns, both of those Gotham cities and everything looks fucking so different.
Yeah.
You have the first Batman that's got like you know, it's got really that Batman Gothic architecture and everything, and you really feel that. But then you got Batman Returns, and it's like, oh, this takes place in a Tim Burton universe, 100%.
They had to sell more toys.
This whole takes place in a snow globe right here, So even with the same director and actor, it was like two different worlds. And then you go into the Schumacher verse, and everything is neon and huge and crazy and elaborate. Like,
that's him.
That's
still Schumacher.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That definitely fit him.
Oh yeah.
There's nothing wrong with it. I love Batman Forever. I mean, I like it better than Batman Returns. You know, I like it better than Batman Returns. I know some people don't agree with that.
Here.
I agree with it. I'm one of the ones who agree with it.
Batman Returns has its moments.
Yeah.
The only one I'm turned off is Batman and Robin.
Mainly Michelle Pfeiffer stuff.
Oh, that does no Batman and Robin.
Yeah, I'll find a
even
the thing that's just The only thing good to come out of that was the Smashing Pumpkins song.
Oh yeah, that was a good time.
Well, it was like there was like one good. There's like one good element of Batman and Robin that was actually good. It was like the story arc of Alfred about to die, and then like and Bruce is kind of like having to deal with that, and their interactions over that. That was good. The rest of Batman and Robin was
Yeah, that in credits.
I like looking at Alicia Silverstone in the movie.
Yeah, it was nice to see her, but but I remember like being in the theater. I mean, even though like when I was a kid, I just wanted more Batman, and I walked out still like, oh yeah, Batman and Robin, yay! But I remember being in the theater and like, wait, her last name is not Gordon. It's Pennyworth. What? That's like
the Robin scene at the end of the Dark Knight Rises.
Oh God! Don't even
forced Robin. Robin reference.
No, don't. Yeah.
Ugh.
That was kind of weak.
I was the only one who cringed in the theater. Everybody else was like, "Oh yeah, Robin." I'm like,
I was okay with it. I was fine with it.
Not to go crazy.
You went 99% of that movie. You went just fine without that. You threw that in there.
It was perfectly. Yeah, you didn't need it. Were we gonna say Neil?
Not getting a sequel to.
Deal. I love like that. That's a great trilogy that Nolan did. Love it. Like the way he took it to the technically he grounded him as much as possible. The only thing I always found a little weak with it was the choreographed fighting.
Oh yeah, it was
like Batman was not a fighter in any of these movies whatsoever. And when you went to
a little bit
like not I'm just gonna get like a little nitpicky. So when you go for Batman Begins, that's all I'm doing. I'm just nitpicking. Batman Begins, love the suit. He looks badass in that fucking suit. He actually looks intimidating. When you get to the Dark Knight and then the Dark Knight Rises, he looks like CrossFit Batman.
He's not as old.
No, he's not intimidating.
Nobody cares who I was till I put on the mask.
He's more beastly than Batman Begins.
He's more,
He's got like that, like the back of the cow, like his neck is all fucking huge. It's like it's crazy. How we look at that,
you look at what you got with the Pattinson Batman. I mean, we all love Affleck. We know that. But that one shot where he beats the shit out of that guy. You got more badassery with that than 3 movies with Bale. And I did, Oh, hell
no! It was like because you talked about how like Nolan grounded it as much as possible, and now it's like now you got Reeves over here going fucking hold my beer. I'm gonna ground it, and I'm gonna put it in a fucking the world that 7 took place in. I mean,
that's totally.
I'm a little disappointed in that. I kind of wanted like 1 foot in the reality, 1 foot in the fantasy, like the Batman animated series or Arkham, the Arkham games. Like I want there to be grounded like Joker, but I want Clayface as a walking pile of mud to show up too.
Yeah, that's what I wonder too. Is like how to treat the criminals. I mean, obviously, the most outlandish one that is in this movie would be the Penguin, but it seems like they kind of just like we're like, well, we're gonna make him like
Robert De Niro.
Some of the characters just don't translate to the big screen though. When you think about it, they don't translate well to real life. Like I don't know how Clayface would work.
Oh, like Terminator, Terminator 2.
Like Terminator 2?
I love.
Yeah. It would be more. It would be like a CGI.
Oh yeah, like a T-1000, like the T-1000.
Definitely. Just like as a like a main villain in part of that.
It's a real world kind of thing.
It'd be kind of tough. Yeah, like they tried to do. I mean, Spider-Man 3 with Sandman. No.
Really?
With Toby.
Spider-Man 3, I thought his story arc was better than all the other.
Oh no, his story arc was better. Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, it is.
They just kept it as him, but
they should have just kept. If they kept it strictly Batman, I was like, okay, but the whole Venom shit, like they tried to inject in it, and of course,
I could never understand why they didn't use the Lizard with Dr. Connors in the 3rd movie because they set him up in the previous.
Yeah, he was all through. He was in the 2nd one, and
they show that Peter has a relationship with him. Why not?
Did you guys enjoy the Amazing Spider-Man? Did you like the way they used him in the Amazing Spider-Man or no?
I thought it was.
I did.
I thought it was good.
I don't like either of the Amazing Spider-Man movies. I hate them.
No, you didn't like either. Okay.
Yeah. I'm neutral on them. I mean, if I never saw them, my life would have changed.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay,
well,
yeah, no,
I'll put it
I
this-
mean, it's not that they're not forgettable.
yeah, no, I think like when it came to the Amazing Spider-Man, I actually like Garfield a little better than Where I'm just
and it's funny. I mean, it's funny because
Peter. No,
it's funny because like all three Spider-Men so far. Yeah, because like all three of the live action Spider-Man so far, like each one has like a great connection to the comic. Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man is like he is like the best contrast between when he's in Spider-Man mode or when he's in Peter mode. Andrew Garfield's is the best fighting, joking, daring. While Tom Holland, this was interesting because Tom Holland actually answers the $1 million question of, okay, who is Spider-Man talking to when he's going on these long joking rants in the comic? Well, now we know he's talking to the suit.
Plus, I think he's the best of both. I think he's the best balance of both between Peter Parker and Spider-Man in the suit.
Plus, Tom Holland is the only actor who you can actually believe is a high schooler. The other two were supposed to believe that they're high schoolers, but they're a little old for that role.
I'm a teacher. I could spot high school students from a mile away. Andrew Garfield looked like he was a 30-year-old pretending to be a 17-year-old or a 15-year-old. Toby Friday Night Lights did it better than that.
Yeah.
With the
Toby and Kirsten Dunst. Toby and Kirsten Dunst looked like at least college age.
Yeah, they were.
Which
I have yet to see Tom Holland actually play Spider-Man. I've seen Iron Man Jr. in a really cool costume.
Marvel created that. I mean, there's nothing you can do with that.
The problem, he wanted to be
worth
in the Fantastic Four.
In the comics. In the comics, in the original comics, all the way back to when Stan Lee was in charge, Peter was mentored by, in the comics, he was mentored by Reed Richards. So really, this whole thing of him being mentored by Tony is really just a direct parallel to the original comics. It's just a different guy. So it really
in the Spider-Man movie and taking the face of Marvel Comics, literally the icon, and making him into a Robin. All you need is a sidecar, and then Tom Holland can get on the sidecar and ride with Tony. So when this whole Sony thing was happening, I was telling Dave before, I was back their character.
The way I'm looking at it is like Far From Home, as much as like I struggled through like the first half hour and 40 minutes of that movie, which was just like, good God. But once it got to like, the good Mysterio stuff, we started seeing that Peter was being his own. And even like that mid-credit scene where they brought back J.K. Simmons, I'm like, okay, now you guys are really going to be doing this here. Please.
You sure about him being on his own?
Balls to the wall.
Tony Stark is dead, and Tony Stark literally updates him with the glasses.
No. I said I struggled through the first half hour, 40 minutes. I'm talking about when he was taking on Mysterio, when that started, all that stuff, and then the mid-credit scene. The mid-credit scene. You actually see him web slinging through New York, not just like Brooklyn or wherever. You actually see him going through New York. I was starting to feel like, okay, we're actually going to be leading to him being by himself and on his own. And then all of a sudden it's like J. Jonah Jameson comes out and goes, hey, I know who Spider-Man is. And now to leave that cliffhanger where it's like, okay, is he going to be wanted? What's going to be happening? I'm pretty excited, but now I'm kind of going like, okay, now we got all this shit with the multiverse and all that.
The spine of the movie was literally
and I'll say this.
Technology from Stark and agents with S.H.I.E.L.D., everything that was basically derivative from an Avengers movie, which is great. When I saw the Avengers movies, but it was basically an extension of an Avengers movie.
They told you it was still an extension of it.
I was just saying, we started seeing Peter finally doing his own thing where he wasn't like he was getting over the whole Tony Stark thing, and I think that's where I was liking it. And then
do you think that they will do that though? Say if he gets another shot at a little bit with Marvel.
Because they're already putting Doctor Strange in it, and I'm like, fuck.
Doctor Strange won't be in the same. He won't be like Tony Stark.
I hope not. I hope
he won't be like that.
I'll say this:
He knows Doctor Strange because they fought on Titan together. Like they're the only two of the Avengers that really have any kind of connection now. But we know how Doctor Strange is. He's not warm and fuzzy, so he's not gonna like he'll appreciate Peter, but he's gonna look. People need mentors no matter what age they are. I think so. So people need mentors when they're in their teenagers, when they're 20s, when they're in their 30s. So I don't think that's.
Yeah. Hey, Dave. And if I may, the best thing that they can do right now, especially with a setup of J. Jonah Jameson exposing that Peter Parker is Clark, the absolute best thing that they can do is it leads to Peter's lawyer defending him is Matt Murdock, and bring in Daredevil.
Bring in Daredevil.
Bring in Charlie Cox.
Weren't they kind of talking about him entering one of these?
Yeah, they were.
Who knows?
Or no?
Yeah, kind of.
Or it was loosely, or was it fake news?
Probably.
I want to see Kingpin in that universe. I want to see Vincent D'Onofrio come back.
There's 2 movies left in this deal. What I would like to see is Doctor Strange basically has to do this whole multiverse thing, and Peter, for some reason, can't be in it. And he sends him off to his universe on his own, separate from everything else. And it's basically back to your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man again. He does not have these surrounding characters, because that's what's going to happen. When Sony takes over again, when these 2 movies are over, Sony's going to make their own movies with their own main characters. Yeah. And you're not going to have Avengers in every movie. So it's the same thing. But Dave, I got a quick question for you. Black Panther. Do you think they should recast the role or put somebody in the Black Panther role?
No, they should take an existing character, and I don't know. Because it's very touchy. Because I think they got to explain why he's not there. They got to show something. And I know there was a rumor that they were going to do the CGI thing, kind of like what they did with Carrie Fisher, and I'm like, I'm okay with that if the family and his representatives are okay with that. I'm perfectly okay with that. And then you can have somebody else take, because obviously Black Panther is not always just one dude. The torch can get passed down. So go ahead.
I think they should recast, and I think the audience understands.
Yeah, I agree. I'm with you on that.
There's a way for the new actor to honor what happened, but also do their own thing. Yeah. Jonathan Majors was my vote for that before he got cast as Kang, because he was awesome in Lovecraft Country.
What do you think they do as a series or a movie? Sorry.
Black Panther 2?
No, would they do it as a series or a movie now?
They would still do it as
Black Panther.
Yeah, they'll do it as a movie. I know what's her name, Letitia or whatever. What's her name? Who plays Shuri? Yeah.
The sister.
She's in hot. She got in hot water recently.
She deleted her Twitter.
Everybody wanted her to be take the mantle. Now it's everybody wants her removed or whatever. It's
here's the thing. Charlie Bowman, rest in peace. The role is bigger than him. This role's been around for 5 decades.
Yep.
Exactly.
He was there to tell the story. He was a tool used to tell the story of Black Panther. He was not Black Panther in the entirety. So somebody else should step in and play that role.
Yeah, when you think about stuff like The Crow, and they continued on with that franchise, and they said, Brandon Lee, we just recast somebody who looks like him. That could be that's an option, but there's going to be so much fucking backlash, and that's
they need to stand up to it.
Yeah, but they don't stand up. That's the thing. They everybody bows down and starts apologizing for everything. She left Twitter because of everything that happened. Probably because her people were like, "Hey, just deactivate. You stop."
Probably getting threats.
Oh yeah, probably getting threats, and then
If I don't agree with you, I'm not threatening your life. That's just all there is to it.
I am going to guess that these SJW woke skulls do not realize the irony of them trashing a black woman.
Nah. Well, it's just the it's the content of we can go into deep with it, but we don't need to do that exactly. When I saw it, I was like, eesh. ouch, like don't and then I saw the video that, you know, I didn't see like the whole thing, but it like certain things that people were posting in the video, it was like, she probably should have thought this through a little bit. Like, yeah, I get it. There's you can ask questions. You can ask questions about, you know, there's a vaccine out there, and maybe, you know, do I want to put this in my body? Sure, you could do that question, but just post a video where some things like the guy was just going off on saying, it was just like easy, you know, pump the brakes on that one a little bit. I don't know.
Hey, babe, I'm getting my vaccine approved.
What's that?
When they get the vaccine approved, yeah. I want to be on the vodka stream. I don't want to get stuck. I want to be one of the first people. Stick me.
There you go.
That would be cool. That'd be cool too.
The Army stuck 5 anthrax shots in me before that.
It's the start of the zombie apocalypse.
See there. Oh, okay. So you've had. Okay, so when you get your time,
I'm here.
Yeah.
Modern science, stick me.
Oh yeah. No. Yeah. See, and that's what's good.
Hey, I've had my fair share of vaccines in the past, so I can.
Yeah. I don't think anybody's like really like, and I don't even think she was like trying to be anti-vaccine. She was just trying to like, she saw a video and it ignited something in her brain, and then she posted it. She just didn't think like maybe there's things in that video that's gonna like piss people off, you know. And apparently there was.
Well, doesn't everything piss people off these days?
Exactly. That's the thing too.
I mean, it doesn't matter what you do or say. I mean, something's gonna piss somebody off.
Yeah.
2020.
Yeah.
Definitely not gonna happen, but yeah.
It's very true. All right, guys. I think we're gonna wrap this up. We're already going like about 2 hours here. So you know what? That was a good one. And you know what? Looking at the live chat tonight, everybody is loving William. You got you're like the all-star tonight.
Yeah. I want to reach out. Are my feelings gonna get hurt if I read these?
No. You were getting compliments, man. You were getting compliments.
People want you all the time, man.
Yeah, people are like loving like the when you're breaking down everything, and you know, no, it's all been good. It's all been good. So yeah, don't worry about that. You're not gonna get your feelings hurt. Trust me. Everybody was like liking the fact that you were just going.
Look at me. I there's no feelings left. I'm a gargoyle on 2 legs.
Come on, man.
Oh man. But I appreciate you guys coming in and talking to me. Like I said, I'm gonna try to do these a little more often. And I mean, the biggest thing, of course, is I appreciate you guys, you know, pledging for the Patreon. That of course helps out the pirate ship. We can keep doing all this stuff, and of course, and I definitely appreciate that. And
wait till you see the tattoo.
The tattoo. Got a tattoo on my face.
Yeah. The exclusive.
The exclusive.
Oh boy.
Video questions still coming.
Yeah, there you go. No, I appreciate the video questions, guys. Appreciate the video questions. Oh, and I might start putting them. I might start implementing them in the Film Junkee lives, maybe too. But I like it. I like the fact that I could do that. You know, if you ask questions to either the guest or the panel, you know, it's kind of fun to like. Yeah, hey, let's get off a topic and let's answer a question. I think people are really digging it. So appreciate that, Neil. And like I said, your setup, seeing your setup. We all just get jealous. I mean, my God.
Well, come on. I'll make sure to continue the theatrics. Don't worry.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, please.
Oh no.
Yeah. Hey, William, you got a good setup too, but you have a shot.
Okay.
You have a shot. Yeah. This is look at that stuff behind him. Look at that stuff, man. I tell you what.
This is just my place, man.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that.
Oh, that's sweet. Oh, that's beautiful. That is beautiful, man.
Yeah. Give me a small dick pic on mine.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
You know, on my end, on my end, Dave, like, hey, you know, like as I get closer and closer to the actual production of my comic, I would be glad to come on so we can talk about it. Just saying.
Yeah, you told me the idea, and I actually dug it with the whole vampire stuff, noir stuff. Yeah. No, it actually sounds pretty interesting. So,
I'll put it on my shelf.
Yeah,
we'll put it in the sci-fi. All right, guys. Yeah, well, Mr. Morris, thank you for showing up too. And I mean, I know you didn't get much talking in there, but you know, you still got a couple of things in there. You know, appreciate you coming in.
Good stuff. You use some good stuff, Morris.
Yeah, and then of course Neil, you know, always appreciate the questions and everything like that. Eric,
man.
I mean, I've known Eric of course for a while, so you know, nothing new there. And he gives me those nice long, sweet questions. And William, I'm going to hopefully visit you soon.
Yeah. Well, I will say, if you want less of those long, convoluted questions from me, just have me on more.
No, that's what it is.
Just saying.
That's what I got to do.
Are you like Colbert?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, him and Colbert, man, just fucking go back and forth. Oof. No, but William, hopefully I'll be able to visit you soon. I was actually going to go to Vegas during the Thanksgiving break, but there was like my family on that side, COVID started going through a lot of that. There's some people that got COVID. They're okay. Yeah. They're okay, but everything got canceled when it came to Thanksgiving. So sadly, didn't happen. But hopefully soon I'll be going to Vegas and then I'll drop by the Sci-Fi Center for sure.
All right, I'll see you then.
All right, man.
Feel free to come by Colorado anytime.
Yeah, and there you go, Carrie. I appreciate you. I appreciate Carrie. I've known you for a while too. We've talked for a bit too, so I appreciate even like when you give the questions, the video questions as well, man. Appreciate that. So appreciate all you guys.
Hey,
when
you stop by Central, and when you stop by Central Florida, when you stop by Central Florida, Dave, just give me a call.
There you go. Nice. Wherever you guys are at, I'll give you guys a call. All right, guys. Appreciate it. You guys are off.
Hey,
all right.
Take care, Dave. Have a good one, man. Bye.
See you guys.
Yeah. All right, cool. There you go, guys. That's all she wrote for the fan chat. So sorry for anybody who wanted to do like, any Twitter people out there, I'm not gonna do that because we're already 2 hours in this thing. So I'm not gonna do a normal vodka stream type where where we go 3.5 hours, almost 4 hours. I gotta save my voice a little bit, but I definitely will, of course, have the Sunday morning tomorrow, and I'll be on at like 9 o'clock because the Warner Media stuff starts at 10. So I'll get that all set up and everything. So, but yep. That was fun, and like I said, I'll try to do those more often. I'm going to try to do those at least once a month. I think I could probably, do that, especially, just what the hell am I going to do in California? We're freaking locked up indoors. So I'll try to do that a little bit. I'll try to do that at least once a month or something on a Saturday. And yeah, it's just a lot of fun. And then, we'll try to mix it up too. But I just, when it comes to the patrons, I'm trying to give them some bang for the buck. So they, of course, have first dibs and everything. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Yeah, like I said, I know you guys were enjoying William. And yeah, that shirt. Oh, yeah, the shirt. I got this off the Real in Motion Teespring. So Ben and Garza's Teespring. I saw that shirt and I was like, all right, I'm going to get the Battinson shirt. So got that, decided to wear it tonight. It's the first time I've worn it, actually. I thought tonight would have been a good time. You're going to come on next, Jose? All right. You want to become part of the Patreon, you'll be first in line. And we'll have a weed stream because apparently I know you like to partake. Nah, there's no way in hell that I don't think I can handle a live stream if I was high as a kite. My head was floating like that. I'd be like, what? I'd be too distracted on like a light somewhere or something like that. But when it comes to like sipping beer or vodka, I could still handle myself. So anyways, guys, Marvel versus Capcom. I saw you in there. Thank you, sir. And I saw you give me some props, and I appreciate that. You said you like the videos and stuff. So, and Jose doesn't suck. Come on, really? Yes, Infinity. He's down for the weed stream. Jeez. Oh man, you guys are crazy. But yeah, thank you to all the patrons that came on. And like I said, we'll do it again soon. And like I said, tomorrow at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, I'll be doing the Sunday morning hangover. We'll talk, we'll do it's just like a pre-show to CCXP and everything. And then, of course, I'll be covering anything that comes out, which hopefully some goodness does come out. And I'll be doing some separate videos with all that. So anyways, guys, that's per usual.
And also, I'm excited to watch the Snyder Cut because Joss Whedon sucks. Everybody got that?
It's just a trifecta. You have to have the trifecta of those drops right there. So, all right, guys. Talk to you later. Make sure you subscribe, notification bell, all that fun stuff. And I'll see you tomorrow.